Most people think you need good genetics or some weird gimmick like the rice bucket workout to grow big forearms. I used to think that too, and like almost everyone, my grip sucked and growing my forearms was terribly slow. But once I figured out what actually gives forearms that thick look, they finally blew up. So in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how to train your grip strength and to get those massive forearms. Look, we've all been there. You're doing a pull down and instead of feeling your lats fire up, your hands start to hurt, forearms start burning, and after 8 reps you have to stop and regrip. That's exactly why things like the rice bucket workout go viral. If you haven't heard of it, it's exactly what you think it is. You bury your hands in a bucket of dry rice and do a bunch of hand and wrist movements. And mechanistically it works. You'll probably build up some basic grip strength and forearm size in the beginning, but you'll quickly run into the issue that you can't make the exercise heavier. And yes, it might burn and give you a good pump, but that doesn't mean it's effective. You can curl 2 kilo dumbbells for days. It'll burn, but will it grow massive arms? Muscle growth needs progressive overload, and you can only bury your hands so deep into a bucket. So then, what is an effective way to increase grip strength and forearm growth? One of my favorite exercises to improve grip strength is the dead hang. You literally hold your body weight hanging from a pull-up bar. Looks easy, but is very challenging. And it directly translates to pulling movements. This is the exact same job your grip has in exercises like deadlifts, rows, and pull downs. And here's how to progress on them. You can hang longer, add weight, or even just use one hand. Now if you train at home, you can either buy one of those door frame pull-up bars or replace the dead hang with carrying or holding an object that is heavy enough so that it's challenging. But just doing dead hangs is not going to get you those massive forearms. When people think about training their forearms, probably the first exercise that comes to mind is wrist curls. And they are effective at training some muscles in the forearm, but there's a more effective way to target those, and we'll get to that in a second. A large part of the forearm are made up of muscles that are less commonly known, the flexor carpi muscles. And the function of those muscles is moving the wrist up and down if you straighten your arm out in front of you with your thumbs up. We can effectively train this by doing what is called radial deviation, either with a rope or with dumbbells, or even at home with a filled water bottle or a book. I personally like to support my forearms as shown here to really isolate movement of the wrist. So now let's move on to what I think is the game changer for thick forearms. The one muscle that makes the forearm actually look bigger is the brachioradialis. It's the one that sits on the outside of the forearm. And the exercise that trains this is often overlooked as a forearm exercise. Because to train this muscle, you need to do an exercise that bends the elbow with a neutral grip. And that's exactly what you do in a hammer curl. You can do these with a dumbbell or with a cable. In a dumbbell hammer curl, you bias the shortened position, meaning that the exercise is heavier at the top. While with a cable hammer curl, the bias is more towards the stretch. I personally prefer the cable curl, but either version works. And as long as you get stronger at them, because at the end of the day, that's the key to muscle growth. So now you know exactly which exercises to do to grow those big, strong forearms you want. But having well-developed forearms means nothing if you have small shoulders. So watch this video next. It will show you exactly how you can finally grow wide shoulders to make your physique pop.